Control C, Control V. Perfect. We got all the magical weapons. There we go. Alright. So, hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
We
And
just
welcome.
came back from shopping.
Yeah, can't you wait to do some shopping?
By shopping, I mean we went through our grandparents' stuff.
Yes, that's what we were doing. Hello, Diabolical. We were going shopping. I took very little. I took like oh wait. Oh, can I also get my barbarian like medium armor?
We'll
Batiste
have to
needs
actually.
medium armor to like become better.
We can't get that here. We have to get that elsewhere.
Damn it. Well,
I mean, unless you want to take one of the medium armor sets that conveniently fits them, that's there.
there is one?
Is there?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Probably not. But yes, I got Storm Fury, a +1 trident. It's blessed. Yes, this is Nononoke. Sunday mornings are Nononokes. I'm sleepy now.
Yeah, shopping tends to take it out of people.
Yeah.
All these items are so heavy. Quick, we need a man to carry our stuff.
Oh my goodness, all this shopping has got me exhausted.
Absolutely exhausted.
Did someone say we're going to like war? Wow, like war.
Oh my goodness, what did you think of?
You know, what if we just like made peace with everyone?
No. Okay.
Oh my gosh, we'll totally be friends. Sharpening knife sound.
Oh my goodness, we'll all totally be BFFs. You're getting ready to cook something, aren't you?
Cool.
I gotta say, I really like the
Monster.
Okay.
Bug monster.
Oh my goodness, thank you for the follow! Why do you follow me when I'm doing this voice? Like, oh my goodness. That sounds like a you username, TJ. Is that you?
Nani?
No. He can't. He can't see the screen. How would he know?
Intoxicating Rose. TJ, you.
Oh, my cousin's there. That's my cousin.
Apparently, it's your cousin. Totally not a flump.
I'm not.
I know. That's what I said.
Tugs at collar.
Oh my goodness! You actually read the description. I'm super happy. We are about to start, right?
Yeah.
What?
I'd say we're getting ready.
We are okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. If you like all those things, there's not so much world building and campaign prep in this game, just because this is just us playing. Every other stream, which I didn't stream at all last week, I wanted to stream, but I was super busy. But all the other games is pretty much world building, campaign prep. I'm gonna be doing like a everyone can play D&D session eventually in 2 weeks or so. So I'm excited for that. Bunch of fun stuff happening about here. Nice and tea.
That sounds like some. Let's take it. Let's start off. Let's take a drink, everybody. Start the.
Andy.
All
3,
right.
2, 1.
Everyone ready?
Yes.
Andy.
Last time on Nononoke. After rescuing Clarence from his devastating duel, things were not looking good. His leg amputated by force. and the other one in need of removal, medically, meant that his chances of survival were low. Stationed in his house along with his son Lawrence, the most powerful, soon-to-be king Cassandra was in charge of keeping Clarence stable during any sort of incision work. It was vital that he did not give up. During so, Cassandra dived into the mind of Clarence. And through there, she experienced echoes of his former lives. One as the knight Clarence, a man who was regretful, who had died with its stolen power from his king, at least, so was claimed. A master pianist, but a failure of a knight. The second was Edgar, a young boy who was sentenced to the front lines by his own discretion to fight in the War of Tordal. He would be killed in that war by a hurling stone from the weaker province of Trolemba. And then finally, Seo, the man who had lived under General Yazoo Bizelmuth, and the man who is currently being operated on today. Together, they played a symphony, a harmonic, of piano and guile. Cassandra, however, was put under attack, forced into Clarence's mind by the demon Papyrus. During that time, she devised that Papyrus was prying on those close to death, promising them fortune. But as most demons do, it would come with misfortune in the future. Papyrus did not get much of a chance to strike. However, Cassandra did learn of the horrifying power he did possess. With surgery success, Papyrus fled, leaving Cassandra and her retainers in the state with Clarence. It was undoubtedly going to be a problem to solve later. And meanwhile, Yuha, the High Priestess, she received revelations from the God of Eternal Service, stating that war was coming. After a conversation with some traveling monks, Yuha traveled back and rested up before an instinctual meeting would be held between the royalty. Suzuna, unable to find a certain spirit knight, ended up traveling back herself, instinctively guiding by the idea of a meeting. Sitting down with the current placeholder King Amon, the royalty discussed what they needed to do next. In the north, a province had become more zealous, pushing lightly into the borders. They're fearmongers or radicalists, trying to settle dispute and cause a rise of chaos. Not only that, but the duel Clarence had against the being, which is just called the Silver Knight, but I'm going to call Walmart Mo because honestly that's who she was, led questions to the land of spirits more particularly the kingdom of Aresh. Retainer Retka and old retainer Darnavyard were kidnapped by the people of the spirit world. And they were monsters beyond comprehension. The idea of their missing parents still held. And even more so, rampaging the demon Papyrus, making deals and creating mischief. There was a lot on the table. And so, it was certain. If we were going to survive, if we were going to thrive, we would need to fill our retainer slots. We would need to arm ourselves as best we can. And we would need to start tackling these problems before they got out of hand. With time spent raiding the royal treasury, it was necessary to grab powerful items and objects. Some such items involved the demon-slaying armor, once built by the state of Koibriana, now a part of the greater province. Others would be the bow of light, and some mundane items. It became very apparent that most, if not all of the royals, needed to commission proper made armor and weapons. There was still much preparation to accomplish. Let's get into it, shall we?
Damn it.
With the next day dawning quickly, a feeling of a vigored rush flows through most involved, royal and retainer alike. For Yuha, she could feel a very nagging sense at the back of her mind. There was something perhaps pulling her back or pushing her forward. She was not sure. She did not remember much going to bed that evening. In all honesty, after raiding the local treasury, it took a lot out of her. The treasury was located underground, and in an area so dense with mana, it choked. It was meant to be a fortress of sanctity. It was meant to make sure that no demon, nor foreign god, nor one with unauthorized presence would be able to touch such a place. That was just the way of it. But that also made it overwhelming. It made it strong. And something about that didn't feel full. Morning. Vatisk stood not too far away, with his brand new weapon, an ancient, divined storm fury. A trident in most people's tongue, but a storm fury for being the first of its kind ever produced within the forges many years ago.
Good morning.
It sounds like we have a lot to do. He gestures down to his new acquainted weapon. And it sounds like our stakes have raised a certain bit.
Has she explained to what's happening to her retainers?
She's gone over the light explanation. They are equipped with the knowledge of generally what's going on within the country, or in this case, the province.
So the idea that there might be war?
Correct.
Are you able to predict what Hakumba's response may be towards the news that I will have to bring?
I think I can. If you were to ask Kumba, I believe his response will be slightly saddened, but in acceptance. It's for him to say. But that is how I feel he will respond. It may not be midnight, but before the sun rises fully, before the sky becomes light, and now would probably be the best time to commune.
I will trust your word on this. Let us not keep Hakumba waiting.
For you,
make
huh?
sure, she's presentable to her god.
You had kind of pre-prepped before this.
Okay.
She needed to sleep, so she couldn't stay up till midnight, but I mean,
Fell
she can't really afford.
Fell asleep in the makeup.
Can't really afford to wait another day.
Yeah.
Vatisk seems a little shaken. He has the will and resolve, but it's clear that he has a little bit of a shook visage to him. What's even more so is you see Hekrar, the skeleton. Hekrar doesn't usually hang around anywhere, but he's now out in full force. The sky still batters a faint pattern of stars as Yuha steps out, but she can see the morning light rising. Faintly. In the distance, an overwhelmingly powerful, but even still a homely presence can be felt within the main temple. So without a doubt that you will be anticipated.
I am communing with a deity. I shall give it my all by casting enhance ability charisma. That way I can be a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. I mean, realistically, even though there's war times, I feel like it's still appropriate to do.
Yeah, it'll be burning mana, but I mean, at that point, whatever.
I mean, worst case scenario, I can do it physically. No magic, just do a physical cast of it.
Well, you still eat mana regardless.
Yeah.
You're gonna cast it charisma?
Yes, just because I will be Yuha still is very much on the sense of, for a god, you want to make it so whenever they look down on you, you're specifically going towards a god right now. You want to pretty much do the best you can, especially in a situation like this. Even though it's a more serious tone, the serious tone doesn't mean you shouldn't, look good.
Mm-hmm.
As I will, I feel like an active performance isn't that good, but she wants to be moving all proper lies. She wants to pretty much make sure that she's doing the right motions and everything along those lines.
Making step by step, it's clear you are within the presence of a god. A large spectral shape, silhouetting a crab, fills the entire main hall. Along the ground, some pale white, some a mirage of rainbow-esque colors. Crabs litter the area. They seem like they're in attendance. High priestess. The crab turns, addressing you. You are. Vutisk is not too far away.
I do my honorable sign of respect, which I assume in this culture towards a god is like bowing or taking a knee, or like doing one of those light bows. What was the proper way for showing respect to a god?
At this current moment, the most proper form of respect would be lowering your head and keeping your hands close to your center.
Absolutely. I will do the performance in order to make it graceful AF.
I know you have come here, for I too have heard the words of my fellow compatriots and brothers. But even so, speak the nature of your purpose.
O glorious shining god Hakumba, I have come to you with two purposes. The first was to beseech thee to understand if there is anything you desire within this coming year, so I may grant your requests, if you have any, as your faithful high priestess, as I have done so already with the God of eternal service. As well as hear your thoughts and your desires with the plans that the God of eternal service has laid forth of going to war with the great emperor. With the great emperor, not the great empire, great emperor.
I will make a request of you. You are Yoshikino. What I wish for you to do is to preserve the life of all around ya. Whether friend or foe, attempt to stay the hand of violence. However, should they become unreasonable, our enemies do not sway away from making sure they're put where they belong. The second thing, this war. It is not a war that we will be starting, but a war that has already started against us. The great emperor has caught wind of the god of eternal service's true nature. It is not sure how much he knows, but one thing be certain. Soon, he going to be bringing the world down upon us. It may be within this year, or next year, maybe in 10 or 20. But undoubtedly, his eyes have become aware. Sooner or later, he will come. And when he does, the great god Sirkana believes that none of us gods, or those who worship us, will be left unscarred. I'm sure you see what I mean.
She definitely nods because she saw the vision of all of us getting slaughtered.
Yes, the vision does lay very heavy in her mind. And with confirmation that that was the great emperor, hearing that he himself, he's made an enemy out of not only the gods, but the people. It somehow feels a lot more real than just hearing Satani complain about the great emperor. It feels honestly kind of frightening. You're very good at hiding it, especially with an enhanced ability up. But you can feel it deep within your throat, within your gut. This, undoubtedly, this is going to be the big leagues. This is the end all. Not only did we have so much stuff on our plate already, but now the great emperor himself, a man whose power, it felt like it was on petition with the gods themselves. You have much to do. But tell me, what else was on your mind before you leave?
as representation for the gods, for the people of the lands. The only thing that is resting heavily on my mind at this current moment are my next actions. Is it too soon to inform the populace?
Politically speaking, there has been no word spoken of the great emperor's new plans. Not in anywhere around here. If you rile people up too quickly, then that might give him an easier justification for what he's to do. Should you inform people, I would inform them in private, and only the ears you know will watch and not tell. That would be my suggestion. The god of eternal service is a little more open about such things. But even we, as the gods, have our eyes covered when it comes to what happens in those great halls. Act too quickly, and a bird will snatch you. Act too slow, and the army will flood upon you like the waves. This be something that you and your fellow sisters, they will have to sign. This be a charge entrusted to y'all.
I humbly accept the burden that has been placed upon my shoulders. As I will do my best to follow the path you have laid out before me, to stay the lives of those around me, whether they be friend or foe.
I'm sure that you will bring great fortune. Now, prepare the tower. I must speak with your retainer Vatisk for a moment.
We'll definitely do a kind of bow of acceptance and prepare the tower.
I'm assuming he's referring to the fact that you're going to send an email out for looking to hire.
Right, yeah.
As Yuha leaves, Vatisk is addressed.
What's he being addressed about? I'm the High Priestess. He's just some lowly retainer.
Vatisk, you are my representative among the High Priestess's retainers. So I will leave you with one set of words that I wish for you to keep in mind. when you encounter the one with the ribboned arm, do not hesitate, for they are no citizen of ours. Of course, Lord Hakumba. As Yuha heads to the tower, not too far away, luckily, as this one is kept up in the high area. It's none of her business to realize what Vatisk was asked about in private. From what Yuha could speculate, it's probably something to do with his family. Hakumba is a god that does embody bonds of the fellow kin, and she already knew that he was having problems with his family. Or at least his family was having problems. Hakumba is a very generous deity like that. Enough to be warming, despite her not knowing the true reason. It does prop a small smile for a moment. In hand, she holds a note of exactly what kind of retainers that her sisters wished for her to also ask for.
Did I also change it up so it's like better retainers?
You can do that when you actually write the note, or when you write the message.
Okay, I got it.
Getting up to the tower, a foreman, a man charged with communications, sits waiting at the front. The tower normally will get large scales of notes that need to be sent out, and then they'll be sent off with designations. And there's a massive system behind it. Truth be told, it'd be easy to understand, but Yuha is not fully sure how it works. Ah, Lady Yuha, brings you here today.
I have a message to send across the entire province.
Broadcast? Alright, sure thing. We can get that ready. You have a note there yourself, or? Yeah, say what, come inside. He opens the door, holding it for Yuha.
Alright, there we go. There's the more respect I was expecting. Maybe this person isn't a heathen after all.
No, he's just a minimum pay worker. He works 11 hours just to support his dying cancer children.
Should pray to the gods more!
Yeah, he should. Nerd.
If he prayed to the gods, maybe his children wouldn't be dying.
Nah,
Could have
they're just
became a
aberrations.
paladin and fixed.
Ooh. Inside, there's a large scale of stored logs and messages. After a certain amount of time, it wouldn't be surprised if they just went back down to the mills to be mulched back into reusable paper. It's a miracle, the kind of stuff that they do nowadays. Alrighty, broadcast 0. What are we sending out?
I don't know if people have like what's common to be sent out. Is it usually like job applications sent out or something here? I feel like it's probably not very common.
What usually happens for job applications is you would go to a local area. So let's say a blacksmith. And you would be looking for work. So you go to a blacksmith and they would get the application sent over. In a way, imagine this as kind of like you send a mail message occasionally. Like if you don't use a courier, you send like a paper mail message up to these towers. And they'll be beeped off to whichever tower designation. And then that tower will write down the message, and if it's to be addressed somewhere, we'll just deliver it. So if you were a blacksmith looking for a job, you could walk up to your blacksmith and say, "Hey, I need a job." He would pull up a note saying, "Hey, as of March 3rd, guy 1, well, he sent out a request for a job." You could then send a message back, go there yourself, or use one of these towers to essentially email. It's a transmission method that makes what was originally a courier's job to run across the province into just blinking lights a bunch.
It is a call to action and job application for any potential candidates, those who show promise and capabilities within their fields of expertise. The Royals are searching for capable individuals to become retainers. Is my charisma bonus still activated to make it so it's worded great?
Yep.
Awesome.
What kind of things do you want in those retainers?
If I'm stealing from an anime, the people who believe they are the best at what they do. Yeah, that is always a good thing. People who believe they are the best in their fields. Theoretically, we could use if there's a craftsman, if they believe they're the best in their field, if they think they are like unique abilities, stuff like that. We need them to be preferably strong, but that kind of relies in the best in the field category of if you were the best at swords play, you were the best at swords play.
Are you gonna write down can beat the general in combat and are attractive?
No, that's dumb. No, absolutely not. Their ideas are horrible. Of course, I'm not going to write down can beat the general in combat and are attractive. That is absolutely not. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry.
Should have been there.
Realistically, if they're best at what they do, they can do combat well and yada yada.
Where do you want a interview to be held? I would, if I were you, designate somewhere in Hinika or in Koibriana.
Hinika, Koibriana.
Say, hey, we want to have it in Trinico, and by the time we'll get to Trinico.
Cool. That's where.
Or we want to have it in Limba's Falls, because there are big houses there and we can be super intimidating.
I feel like Trinico would give people more time to appear, right?
It would. Limbus Falls, in my opinion, could be a good location, honestly, just because the manor's there. It's a more of a...
Can't we do kind of both? Can we say Limbus Fall for the first set of interviews, and then if we haven't found anyone, Trinico?
Well, let's say you're coming from... Yeah, we would have to be committing to going to Trinico to have interviews. So if we find people in Limbus Falls, we could just be sending a bunch of people who just went to Trinico back home.
Yeah. Or we use them for something else. Even if they aren't retainers, realistically looking for people who are like good at their stuff and willing to like show up for a interview that says best in your fields.
As long as there's a plan to use them, because otherwise that's just being a horrible individual.
Listen, they have to be faithful. Realistically, we want to gather those types of people. Realistically, there might be some people who don't have enough confidence to say this, so probably something like feel free to apply for somebody else and send them on their way to here.
We're also all not going to Trinico.
Yeah, no. Oh, actually, what I could do...
Like, I think only 2 of us are going to Trinico.
What I could do... Yeah, we should do it in Limbus Fall. Yeah, let's do it in Limbus Fall, you're right. Because all of us should be going to Limbus Fall.
Yeah, I'm not going to Trinico.
There's the idea of pretty much saying general, just in general, interviews are happening in Limbus Fall, and then pretty much swapping it around. So it's like, oh, if you want to be with the general, go to there. If you want to be with the high priestess or king, be there. But that's kind of complicated, and we probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, let's just do Limbus Fall. I don't want to be assassinated by some people if we, like, give our location of where we're going away. Also, sending a message to Limbus Fall to be like, hey, make sure this is set up.
Got it. It takes the gentleman a couple bits to look through some reference sheets. It seems that everything is... It's encoded, so you're not sending massive messages for stuff like this.
It's ... line, ...
It's ... line, ... But it looks like it uses a number basis. From it, you can understand, like, the first number refers to address, the second number refers to, like, function. There's a couple things going on. Honestly, it just got a lot more confusing.
Do we still have, like, walking carriers as well?
Yep.
It's kind of way too slow if we do that, though.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if this is last minute. How long will it take to get to Limbus Fall?
Not far.
Yeah.
We just hang out a bit. No one in Meldai is going to get, like, any information, though.
Meldai?
The new provinces, or the new states.
That's why we just pretty much have someone from Raiken pretty much do foot carrier the rest of the way. Except they won't be able to get there in time.
That's going to be like us sitting around for a couple weeks.
Yeah, good point, yeah. Worst case scenario, I don't actually expect we will fill out the retainers.
Pretty much. there has to be some pretty cool people who show up, and they're all going to be Nobus. Because, yeah.
And usually the cool new people are always in the new provinces.
It's true.
Yeah.
Alright, there. Now, messages sent away. I put it for broadcast, so every tower that exists should get this sooner or later. You're pretty good on the time. We're just getting to sunrise here.
I have not used these towers frequently. What does the time matter?
I'm sure you have, just probably through note. You see, these towers only work in the low light, because if we were to go up to the top where our braziers burning, what happens is I send an encoded message over to the Tordal Tower and the Mines Tower, and they get the instructions on to send it to the other ones. But because it's a light, you can't see it during the day. So it requires the dark of night in order to communicate. A system developed, I think it's 40... no, it was commercialized 40 years ago. It's developed probably 140 years ago. Some say it was developed right here in Terlimba itself. Fitting that it only works at night, thanks to Hakumba and all.
Truly, we must thank the gods for this wondrous timing, then, since I was not too familiar with when the messages had to be sent. She'll take a pose of prayer for just one moment, and then she'll end it.
It certainly is their will.
I have much to accomplish within my lifetime. I shall be taking my leave. Ensure that you keep up your worship.
Sure thing, ma'am. Although, in a couple hours here, I think I'm going to be taking my sleep for the night first. Being a night owl isn't as easy as it sounds.
Of course, everyone needs their rest. Take care.
You too, ma'am. A little bit crude, but that man. A little bit crude, but that man means no harm. You would figure just because of how close he is in proximity to the temple that he would have been an extremely devout worshipper type. He seems more like a commoner type, though. Fascinating system.
Yes, we'll see how well it works, whether or not people show up.
It's best get your things ready now.
I assume we're leaving like today.
We're probably leaving today. We might be a little delayed on when we leave, if we leave together, but... With a stark and brutally good stretch, Cassandra can feel her shoulder blade pop a little bit. She was so sore after last night, and truth be told, vague nightmares never really make for a good sleep. Cassandra doesn't always have nightmares. In fact, one of the funniest things is she'll usually have the same dreams of whoever she's beside. Cough, cough, say a knock.
Aww. Did Z have nightmares then? Too?
No, this
Oh.
was distinctively her nightmares.
Oh, okay.
They weren't traumatizing nightmares, just vague, obscure, and over.
I dreamt my attractiveness was a 10. Oh, just kidding. I'm joking. That was a joke.
I thought you were going to say I dreamt my attractiveness was a 13 and still say a number that's semi-high.
Yeah.
I'm hideous.
Don't look at me.
Today, however, she was not in a room by herself with Xehanok. It seemed in some way, shape, or form, everyone has piled into this room. Everyone except for one person.
Beatrice?
No, it's a lot more obvious.
Oh.
It was Retka.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He was not one of your retainers, but in the short time you knew him,
He was a real one.
you already miss not seeing him in the group.
Oh. Am I the first one up?
No, you are not the first one up. Taking a look around, you notice that the first one up is actually Baroni.
Mm,
Because his name sounds like baloney if you say it like that.
Stop. Stop. How dare you? Oh no. Okay.
He seems just to be packing some of his stuff up. It's not really intensively packing, it's just half-assed kind of, oh, do I want this hammer here? Do I want this hammer there? Why did I get this hammer from? Kind of packing.
I'm gonna run my hand along Husbando's face and then through his hair and then just kiss him on the forehead and just kind of soothe him so he can keep sleeping. And then I'm just gonna slip out and just sit across from Barone and watch him. Try to figure out what he's doing. It's probably some genius stuff that I don't know about.
No, he's just fiddling with stuff.
Telepathically, to not wake anyone up, I go, "Good morning."
He inches a little bit closer so you can hear him.
Oh,
Morning, Cassandra. Are you feeling well?
little stressed. How are you feeling, Bori?
I feel like I shouldn't get into biological sciences in the future.
Why is that? Oh, yes. I'm so sorry for putting you in that position to stabilize Mr. Owen. You did brilliantly, even though it was beyond my scope. I guess I never realized what I was asking of you both.
We got it done. It was just stressful. Even now, I'm worried that he's just going to have healed over during the night.
I bring him into a hug and I just hold him. I hold his head like into my shoulder.
I don't even really know the guy.
Sorry?
And I don't even really know the guy.
Aw. You're a very caring and compassionate person, Barone. Then I just released. I just wanted to give him a sense of comfort and then just release him. He has a strong mind, that one. I wish I could show you.
I don't think I need to see.
Can I reach out? I reach out with both my hands so I could put his hands into mine. I just wait for him to reach out.
His hands are they're softer than Calvain's, but they have rugged grooves and patches that show that they're clearly more used.
I mentally replay and give him the sound of the beautiful, beautiful music that Clarence Edgar Owen played. And once I recall as much as I can, I you know what? I'll give him a performance check. With advantage, cause I'm fancy. Cause I want to. Yeah, I want to give him some reward and just like show him like while you were helping him, this was what he was.
I was listening to this piano.
This is what was going on in his mind. This is what gave him strength. Advantage. Ugh. This is the place. This is part of what gave him strength through the pain. And I thought you and your wife deserved to know. You saved him so that this music could live on.
I liked him better as a pianist than as a knight.
Turns out they're one and the same. It's funny how contradictions like that can exist. A wild man and a genius. And I look at him when I say that.
Well, Calvain's a little more wild than I am. I like to keep my face from growing a beard. And Calvain doesn't seem to notice, really. You could say out of the two of us, I take more after my mom's side of the family.
Do I know who that is?
He takes after his grandmother more, but his mom looks a lot like his grandmother.
Oh, interesting. Telepathically, I go, what makes us different? And then out loud, I go, makes us strong. I give him a very sweet smile. And then I'll release his hands. Do I get the sense that he would be a good person to stick with? So essentially, I'm making, I'm putting a CO on the run. I'm going to settle him down somewhere. And do I think that Barone would be a good person to do that, to watch over him and also learn and synergize with? Do I sense any synergy there? Insight, I guess. I can't roll below 8. I'll take it.
No, but you think it will work out regardless.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It seems that, realistically, Baron's not going to be able to really protect him a whole lot.
No, but I really think they could learn from each other. Yeah, damn.
You would rather send Xeonok with him, but honestly speaking, Baron's the second best, and Xeonok can't go with him.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get ready for the day. I'm going to. Keatrice isn't awake, right?
She's not awake.
Okay. I'm just gonna fast forward this. We devise a plan with Lawrence. No, I need to act like I'm in charge here. But it's
You
a
are
good
in
day.
charge here.
Sorry?
You are in charge here.
Whoops. um, I'm going to get some final thoughts from Lawrence in terms of what. Uh, actually, is Lawrence here, right?
He's not in this room, though.
Okay. I'll.
He's probably with his father.
I'm gonna go. Sorry, last thing, and then I could NPC us out of this afterwards. But I'll go and talk to Lawrence. I'll get up, get ready, and then talk to Lawrence. Oh man, it better not be another Yazoo. Someone's assassinated. I walk in on an assassination.
Lawrence is holding the knife.
Ah!
I am Paparazzi.
Oh no!
Don't you realize no one could love Sia?
No! Oh, it's horrible. Horrible.
I convinced him that I was his son.
He wished for one thing, and that was family. Oh!
Lawrence seems to be sat down right beside his father. Good morning, Miss Cassandra.
Good morning, Mr. Lawrence. I close the door behind me and I sit beside him.
Off topic,
How
can
is
I
he
quickly
doing?
interrupt you for a second?
Okay.
Who is Lawrence's mom?
Who is Lawrence's
I don't know.
mom?
Okay. Just bring that question up in the air, just in case it comes out naturally later on in this conversation.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. How is he this morning?
Well, he's breathing still. That's the most I could ask for.
I'm gonna do a medicine check. I want to see if he's able to travel. I think we need to. It's gonna affect our options. Shit.
Nope. But I mean, you don't have to travel together.
I think he's gonna die if he travels, don't I?
I mean, if you get attacked by like an animal during the night, he could be as good as gone with a matter of seconds.
You don't. Yeah, you can leave him here for a few days to recover, and then have him go on the run. Is the not theoretical?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
I
leave
think.
Barone here with him and like Lawrence. They walk to Tordal.
Yeah,
Lawrence
I
may be able
think.
to say he dies.
I think I'm going to have them hole up in the tower. Then I think that I'll try to. I'll put that as my mission to arrange that. I could talk to. Wait, Amon is still in town, I think, or I just need to talk to one of the spirits, really.
There's no guarantee Amon's still around, but Fusion
Yeah.
should still be around. At the
The
very
goal.
least.
I'm Lawrence. I've left you in the dark with my machinations, and I don't want to continue to do that further in regards to you and your father. May I speak freely in terms of what my intentions were? And I just want to see if he's okay with talking about this or if it's too painful, kind of thing.
He doesn't seem to prepare himself, but he seems to know a little bit more of the situation at hand.
Cool.
Please speak.
When your father invited me to witness the duel, I understood that he was going to fight to the best of his ability. Something just stirred up inside of me. Something that was scared of loss. And I've only met him in person these past couple of days, but I found it unbearable to imagine. So I conspired with my retainers to extract him as soon as the duel was over. My ideal goal was for him to be of whole body and just throw in a little magic to make it appear as though he was completely dead. I didn't mean to bring you any fear or suffering than we may have caused. I wanted your father to live. I knew it would have come at the cost of his identity. But maybe it was selfish. And I'm sorry.
It was a selfish play that I didn't have the courage to make. In that regards, I'm happy you did it.
I hold his hand. How much do you know of your family? Your father, your mother, your siblings?
Not much. Not much. For most of what I can remember, it's always been me and my father.
Am I picking anything up with telepathy right now?
A burning battle. No. He seems to be focusing on a memory that he had probably when he was 5, with a younger looking Clarence. He seems to be hanging out with. It actually looks like. Funny enough, it looks like Baron's mother.
Oh. That's suspicious. Okay.
I mean, considering he's essentially a family friend of the White Wolves.
Right. Okay.
It's not that
okay. No,
suspicious.
it's not. It's not. Okay. Who's your mom? Sorry.
They're playing some weird game where they have these little balls and they throw them to try and hit a little white ball. Bocce ball, but we don't talk about that.
But we don't talk about that. I will arrange, if there's no one else that we need to be concerned of in terms of safety, I will arrange for your father and yourself to be protected by the royal tower until he is fully recovered. Once that comes to be, I will arrange for the spirit guard or whatever. Sorry, what's the name of Dawn of Yard's organization?
Do you want to have it be Dawn of Yard's organization?
I
Just,
think
just as a
You
just
have
as a
the
solid
shadows.
question.
Remember about the
Yeah,
shadows.
you have the shadows,
I do have the shadows.
and technically both of these people are the shadows. Or at least one of them is.
Oh, I
Just
don't know
because
what.
if you put them involved with the Donnie Park Rangers,
Okay, they're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna be
that's
putting them in a position to lie.
yeah.
But at the same time, I know that this is a situation revolving around spirits specifically. So I'm wondering if they would be the best in terms of defense and warding, but I don't know. That was my initial reaction. But thank you for reminding me that I have a shadow organization because I kind of forgot. Whoops.
That's stealthy, man.
Yeah.
It just might be a good idea. Also, Lawrence does seem like a capable individual.
Okay.
Technically, the less you also know about it, assuming Barone's there, you'll still have an in, assuming, like, where are you? But the
Okay.
less you know about it, the less you'll be targeted by someone like Papyrus for it. Papyrus knows that you have connection, and if you set up Clarence's getaway car,
Okay. Oh, yeah.
he might just be able to detect thoughts you.
Oh, okay.
Some little stealthy, behind the scenes, shadowsy stuff.
Okay.
Sometimes knowing less is more.
Is better. Got it. I'll arrange for you to both find refuge under the watch of one of my retainers in the Royal Tower. From there, I'm sure our friends from the shadows will be able to accommodate you with new identities if that's what you wish for yourself. But to the rest of the world, Clarence Edgar Owen is dead.
Yes. Yes, he is.
I'm going to pay one last visit, or I'm going to pay a visit in his mind. Would you like me to communicate anything for you?
No. I'll do that myself.
I'll close my eyes, hold Theo's hand, and let's just say, let's dive a little bit.
There is no diving. It's just memory. It's just what he's thinking.
Oh, okay.
He seems to be dreaming. A very strange dream. Doesn't seem like an event he's had. He seems to be walking carefully. The streets are almost wavy, like water. He himself doesn't have a vision of himself. He's traveling back and forth. Ting, 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 ting. The sound, I tried to make a ting sound there. I don't know
Oh,
if
I
you
heard
heard
it. I heard it.
A ting can be heard resonating throughout the area, just like an arena. This doesn't feel like it did the last time.
Does it feel uncomfortable, like a nightmare, or is it uncomforting?
It feels entrapping. It feels encasing, but it doesn't feel nightmarish, like claustrophobic.
Okay. Sandra is going to sing a lullaby that she sings to her children. I'm just going to do that telepathically. Performance check. 15.
He can register the music, he just doesn't know what it is.
It's okay. I'm just going to try to ground him. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
You might forget about the shadows, but I forget that you have kids.
I forget that I have a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, I have two. I think they might be twins. I haven't confirmed it in game yet, but yeah.
They might be kids. They're not 30 years old. Don't you remember the time travel arc where they were just kind of like kidnapped by terrorists and sent to the moon?
Whoa, you sounded really far away.
You just got super far away and impossible to hear.
Kidnapped by terrorists and sent to the moon?
headset just unplugged for some reason.
Oh.
You're still super far away.
That better?
Yay.
God, the thing is janky sometimes.
Apparently, you should be using your phone.
Apparently, I should be using my phone.
I just want to try to ground him mentally to the sound, and or at least help him process through whatever he's feeling. And if I do feel his consciousness, I'll just say, your son is strong and quite brilliant. He's looking forward to seeing you when you wake up. With like the chorus of the lullaby in the background as well.
Doesn't seem really to be grounded. It doesn't even seem like he's lucid dreaming. It's like more just scattered.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems to mutter what might be a response.
Come on, come on.
An old tale once said that you could find any one of the dreams you've ever had in the spirit world.
Oh gosh.
That every dream is simply just another version of you. Another power, another path, another being. Set adrift in a sea of stars. Perhaps even this will be a dream. He doesn't seem very cognitive to what he says, but
He's tripping,
just
bro.
keeps traveling.
I love it. I guess there's nothing much I could do. I kind of just press my forehead against his forehead. Give it a
He's
little
lost
kiss.
forever.
What?
Hmm?
What?
Oh, I was making the joke as if you said he's lost forever.
Oh no. Cassandra ultimate troll mode. Zanayako would. Cassandra wouldn't. It's so funny.
He's dead. We should leave him.
I press my forehead to his forehead. I give it a little kiss, and then I give Lawrence a little kiss on the cheek too, and a little rub on the back.
You know, Cassandra, you in many ways are like my father. But in a different way.
How does he mean that?
And Clarence seems like a pretty weird dude. He dresses weird, he looks weird, he makes weird drinks for people. It's all beautiful, but
You're really physical and you touch people a lot.
Oh,
I think that's probably it.
Clarence is that? I still
No,
I don't think
Clarence
is
doesn't
that. I
touch
think
people like you do.
What?
Clarence, he just is
Clarence
a
is
weird
British. Clarence is British, you're Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Italian. That's true.
Everyone else here is just like, bow, bow.
Bow.
You're just like, kiss.
How do you mean, Lawrence? I'm honored. But
Usually you only kiss people that you're romantically invested in.
whoops.
He thought for a second you were his mom.
What?
He knew it's not the case. He knows it's not the case, but he had
Oh.
that thought like, wait, you kissed his forehead? Are you my mom? How old is this lady?
He's on the same mission as me. Got it. I love it.
He's a partner in arms.
You're throwing him off the track, though.
I guess I've come, especially having children of my own. I've seen it as more as a gesture of comfort, and if anything, that's the least I could spare the both of you. I hope it It seems my deeds and my intentions have issue lining up, but I do wish you much comfort, Lawrence, for you and your father. And may that comfort bring you strength. And I guess I begin walking towards the door. He thought I was his mom.
We're in
That's
like feudal Japan. People don't kiss each other like they're Europeans.
I don't care. I'm a flirt. But that wasn't even meant to be flirty. Yeah,
It's so wonderfully just like culture clash.
it really is. Ugh, so good.
I'm like, yeah, I do the respectful thing. What's the respectful thing? Bowing my head? Yeah, I bowed my head a bit.
Hands towards your center. BRB just making out with Hakumba.
I will respect you, Hakuma.
But I'm a crab. I don't even have lips, man. Shut up, you hunk of crab.
Appreciate me more. Make out with me, crab.
You know, I might go to Temple more. What's Hakumba's attractiveness? Not that it matters, but what is it?
My God.
Just kidding. Oh. Okay. Time.
We'll pop. Oh,
Some things. I'm okay with like fast traveling. I think we should get out of Hanazuke. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to organize safe arrangement for clearance, Lawrence.
Sorry, Susan. You don't get a plot line.
Oh,
You don't get to wake up today.
I'm trying to get out of the way. I'm
Yeah.
actually trying to get out of the way. I'm going to check in. Cassandra, NPC mode, is going to check in with Beatrice emotionally. And I think I'm going to have to swap the team composition. I'm taking Paletta with me.
so let's make colors. What color are you? You're pink. You're pink.
Okay.
So you're taking Paletta. Like,
I'm-
if you want to do the arrows,
Oh, can I draw? Oh my gosh, yes, I can.
you
Okay.
just have to change the color to pink.
Okay.
You should probably just put dots on them.
I can actually, yeah. Dots are smart. Arrows are for indicating who people are. I'll just put dots
Yeah,
on them.
arrows are more like this person's currently in the scene,
Oh.
and the dots can be who's on what team.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want Paletta with you?
Yeah. I'm gonna check in with Beatrice. I don't think she wants to be because Beatrice wants to sorry, what's Satani's mission? I'm so sorry. Is she just gonna be demon hunting?
She seemed to have a lot of demon hunting. It sounds like she has a lot of weird political shenanigans to pull. And she's definitely playing the United Nation by Force game.
Okay. Would Beatrice have any negative emotion for me assigning her to Satani? But she wants to rescue Don. Is there any spin where Satani is lined up with finding Donavyard?
Yuha's words play in your mind that she said yesterday. If they're truly faithful retainers, they will trust somebody else to do it for them, especially if they're a better fit for a different mission.
Either.
Technically speaking, you could argue that working with Satani will give them a better chance of playing the get out of jail free card, but you'll have an even better chance of trying to convince her, hey, you may want to do this,
What the hell was that?
but emotionally speaking, you probably shouldn't. I didn't hear anything, so I don't know.
It was like,
Someone like, hey! Or something like that.
I got
Or
nothing.
like something techno.
Clint. It's just Clint.
It's Clint.
The actual probably best answer to not get her to go, which she'll hate this answer, is she's not really emotionally fit to go into murder death position.
Okay, my logic.
You'd want to send her anyways.
I need Paletta to like, does she even want to come with me? Because I know my mission isn't aligning with finding Donnie at all. Unfortunately, I'm just going north to do political stuff. So that's why I need Pauletta. I think she would get more action.
My mission is pretty much satisfying the gods and probably doing some grinding. I might
Honest,
be.
honestly,
Oh,
Beatrice might be a better idea just to bring with you if you don't think that she's mentally stable enough to go with Suzuna.
who's dealing with the Spirit Knight stuff?
I have to go through and get the spirit permission to figure out how to go to the spirit world.
Okay.
You probably need to do some grinding as well before you enter the spirit worlds,
Yeah.
but you might not get that luxury.
I could use anyone you throw with me. I could use, just speaking from a Suzuna way.
Do I have a sense of what Beatrice really wants, or do I have to? Do I have to? Can we fast
It's
forward
pretty apparent she's trying. She wants to go do Donnie stuff.
that? Okay.
Like, we know 100% for sure she wants to go save Donnie
Does
in
she
a
know?
more reckless kind of way.
Does she know that she's not strong enough?
Yes.
She knows she's not strong enough. Ray, do you have any tanks on your current team composition right now?
I feel like I should.
I might-
Let's show off the teams for TJ. Currently, I have myself. I have songwriter, her storybook. I got
Okay.
which one of
Bassa.
Bassa? Is Bassa a tank?
From what we know about Bassa, they are the avatar of violence. They wear a large black dress. They are male. They are called the Executioner.
So sounds more like a DPS.
They are the playboy. It could be a tank, probably a DPS.
I do not have a tank.
Okay.
I think I think sticking with the original guns was probably the right choice. Because you
No, I really need Pauletta though. Pauletta's on Satani's team, so I need someone. I need Pauletta for because she has influencer trait, so I need it for my diplomacy. Currently, I can't put Barone, and Beatrice is the only one who I saved for myself. But Satani's just grinding. Is that it?
Well, she's demon hunting. She's demon hunting. She's probably going to be ending up doing some political stuff.
Okay. I'm going to. Damn it. My gut is saying to take Kelvane off of Team Yuha and put Beatrice into Team Yuha so that she could actually learn how to use a blade and also help her. Yeah, I'm gonna send. I'm gonna trust. Does Tassandra trust Yuha to take care of to be a spiritual guide to Beatrice?
She's a guide of faith, meaning she might be a little heavy-handed in the. It may not be a very generous, super safe space growth kind of feeling, but at the end of the day, you're convinced Yuha will be a good guide.
Okay.
It's not the space you would want someone to grow in, but it's not necessarily a space that will turn out poorly.
Okay. She's kind of a tank in a different way. She could really like make people waste hits, which is kind of tanky, but not take damage kind of tanky. Wait, are we all squishy on Team Yuha? It's okay. I'm squishy on my team too. Ooh. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Are you like? I feel like mostly like General and High Priestess are gonna be working the closest in terms of the spirit world stuff. So
I
think-
am going to be probably actually ignoring spirit stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's funny enough. That's me and Satani, if anything.
Oh, okay.
Because I have a lot of god stuff to do of like, hey, let's make sure the gods are happy. I need to talk to the other gods because I need to be with you, more or less. Because I need to be like, hey, gods.
Right, you're going north. I forgot.
Great
Yeah,
Emperor, what do you think?
Okay.
Sort of thing.
Okay, cool. That thank you. That fixed it. Kietis is going to
Ban. So
Okay. Is there any backlash I should be aware of if I team up Kietis with Satani? Not besides
If he doesn't do any tech, I don't think there'll be any backlash there.
Okay.
Realistically, it could also help her blow off steam, and Satani is debatably the best swords wielder out of all of us.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to give everyone their new assignments, or for those who do have changes. Barone is still going to be under me, taking care of CEO. Paletta is seeing that my mission is to go on diplomacy. Is going to be joining me in the north. Beatrice is going to be serving under Sitani, and I want to communicate that as respectfully and as like as a friend, not even as a general or not even as a king. This is the closest place where I could assign you for you to be within range to support the Dawn of Yard Rescue. You'll get stronger under Sitani, learn the blade under her ways. That way, when the day comes, you'll be ready. And that's essentially what I say. And I think we're good.
Where's Calvain going?
Kelvain is still going with Team Yuha.
Calvain is still going with Team Yuha.
Yeah, and then Zeonok is with Susie.
Purple, sorry. And then you're blue. And did you want to steal Marluxia or Yukino for yourself? Because you lost.
I lost.
You lost
do I get?
Retka. You lost Retka.
I don't know if I'm allowed. Is that allowed? I feel that's
It
cheating.
is entirely dependent on whether or not Cassandra would ask for another retainer representative.
You currently do have 4 people going with you. You just leave Justin out in the dirt. But Justin's a DM, so well, not DM'd, yeah.
I feel like
I don't matter. It doesn't matter.
I can't leave you more vulnerable, and also you're dealing like I'm just making friends, or on paper. I think you might need more muscle. Yeah, you'll definitely need more muscle. So I think Cassandra.
Oh, sorry. You're going with Sitani then, because that was the original location.
Okay.
Yeah, because I won't send Marluxia with Sitani.
I like demon armor.
They flirt too much. They flirt too much. You can't trust that.
Alrighty. Then I have a little scene.
Yay!
Yay! Alright, let's NPC mode. Let's get. No, I'm kidding.
So everyone starts traveling away.
No!
With Suzuna standing in attendance, her retainers bowing all before her. Nasakino, the woman of stories. Yukino, the immortal vampire. Marluxia, her husband. They await for their faithful leaders strong, determined words of wisdom.
Have y'all seen a heist with Markiplier? because there's a scene in that summarizes it perfectly.
Ooh, no, I haven't.
Don't think so. I might have. I don't know.
Maybe after the.
You have all been informed of your tasks. Do them. As her words ring deep within the shattered halls of this small wooden building. Her retainers, inspired by her words of immediate wisdom and fury. For Nasakino, these words, while small, they paint a picture. A cunning and powerful general, capable of not only intimidating, but winning the love of anyone who served under her. She was baffling, beautiful, skilled, the makings of a hero that would be sold to children from time and time again. For Yukino, he saw the woman who, while laid defeated in many battles, moved forward in the instance of any sort of trouble, not hesitating or looking away. She was smart, clever, and concise. From Marluxia, he saw the woman he loved. A battle maiden. Something impossible back home. But not only that, someone who was able to not only see past his own stratagems, but play hers so well that he was only ever to claim victory once against her, and has never won since. They stand at attention, while one seat remains missing. These encouraging and inspiring words would only lead them to have words of their own. Here I say, we shall bring pride as retainers of the great general. I shall make sure that Yuha is safe, no matter what. You are an inspiration to all of us. Nasakino's words, they play like a chime dangling in the wind. Her melodic voice, her inspiration, unprecedented. To think that the immortal vampire would be done in by some pesky demons. Your sister Satani will be in great hands if I say my power could be too strong for even the likes of that hollowed filth to stand against. Paparis, your name is nothing more than something under my boot. Ha ha! Yukino, on the inside, was horrified. Completely terrified. This would be the moment he died for real. But no one would know. His demeanor, his cape, his flare, his flash. All of these were the mark of the eternal vampire. Marluxia simply nodded. With a side cape, Suzuna raised her hand as her retainers left to go meet up with their respective keepers for the time being. Suzuna in full faith that she forgot to deliver the entirety of the rest of the script she prepared for herself. Her retainers. They were strong, undoubtedly. But hopefully they would be able to find the place where Sitani and Yuha were staying. As Suzuna turned to look at the mirror, with only Marluxia in the distance, for a slight moment her face blushed in embarrassment before being silenced. That was the worst speech she has ever delivered. By far.
The beautiful and/or handsome captain had made their descent. Oh, sorry. Congratulations. That was a great speech. Well received. Best received ever.
All I see is lol K. That's all my speech received. Lol K.
Yep.
Alright, I can just leave them here. Preparing ourselves for our inevitable departure. We all carry ourselves different wagons. For Yuha, she's still surprised that Suzuna's retainer has yet to make an appearance. Only now starting to realize that tag along that she must have inspired. Oh, that's the retainer. That's the retainer. A certain realization. The woman, the storyteller, the one who helped her when describing the fireworks. A woman dressed like one who would work at a shrine. Hence Yuha's slight confusion. She thought she just worked at the shrine of Hakumba. Perhaps this lady was actually Suzuna's retainer. Her hair tapered off in a pinkish red. Black, her eyes a multi-toned white. It didn't make sense. This person could never have defeated Suzuna in a fight. This person could probably never defeat anyone in a fight. But circumstance says they are the retainer that's accompanying you. Alongside them, Kelvane, a retainer you know all too well. Not that you've had many conversations. He's best found when he shuts up. Him being quiet almost seems to bring a sense of relief to a room. And you're not sure if that's just because his voice is drawing, or if that's because, well, you're really not sure. Then finally, Basa Hitoi, a large man who wears a dress. He's incredibly pretty. But you still haven't heard him speak yet. Apparently, he has a bit of a problem with the ladies. This will be your crew. Any opinions so far?
What a... Okay, so... What does Hito... What does Mr. Bass look like?
He is 6'1", huge guy. and is primarily made of muscles. Like, he is covered in muscles. He wears a long black dress. It doesn't seem very detailed, but it kind of scares the living hell out of anyone who looks at him. He's quiet. His hair is short. He has very short hair. At least in the front. The back seems to be long, but only at the very back. Black. He doesn't have a veil, but it looks like he could have a veil. And honestly, he looks like someone's weird fetish for being a prostitute. For a weapon, he carries around a massive club. It seems to have ball bearings in the very end of it. You would compliment, and by that I mean insult, his actual appearance, because he's wearing an actual dress, like a woman's dress, not a robe. But he just somehow looks incredibly good.
We're currently riding on a...
If he looked horrible, you would think this is a joke.
And we're currently riding on a cart right now?
You're getting ready to ride in a cart.
Okay.
You have the reins to Kelvane if you want them, Mr. Tim.
Hello. Just kidding. I don't know if I can do this.
Do the Aussie voice. Crikey.
Crikey.
I'll take point on combat, but I can't. He's your character now.
It's not my character. NPC mode, Kelvane. Alright.
I assume it's better to talk on the cart.
Yeah, you're closer then. What you say, High Priestess? Ready for a right journey?
I love his voice, but I don't think Yuha does. It is no mere journey. Your words are insulting to the great trials that we will face upon our quests.
On the contrary, every journey is blessed in some way, with the gods at our back and all. Sorry if I made a little bit of an insult to you, though. I hope we can be friends.
Next time you are to refer to our journey, make sure you refer to it as the grand journey.
Grandest journey there is?
That's so petty! Sorry.
Kelvane understands the person he's talking to now. And what about you, big guy? I haven't seen you around here. Did anyone tell you your eyes sparkle?
He's saying
Jeez,
that.
I can't say. Man, ye have a lot of intimidating presence with that simple word. I don't know whether to blush or run away. Honestly, you, despite the fact of feeling no attraction to this person whatsoever, can't help but blush.
Wait, was she saying that Calvane's sparkling eyes or Yuha's?
Yep.
Oh.
Yuha can't help but blush. This man's voice, I can't replicate it, but is so buttery, beautiful. It practically charms people just by hearing it.
Golly.
This is a terrifying retainer. I know why he doesn't talk.
I am familiar with both Calvain's combat style, as well have a loose interpretation of Sir? Mister?
I don't know. You could say sir, but I don't know if that's fact or not.
Sir is just not married, right?
Yeah, no, you would use sir. You would use sir.
Sir Brass. However, I am very much unaware of yourself, Nisako.
Yes, of course. I guess we haven't really gotten much time to show our skills. I myself am proficient with, well, I can use a couple assassin tools, such as fans, daggers, but my real skill comes within summoning. She flicks her wrist. A small little, what looks to be a little knight appears on her shoulder. As she holds it out her hand, it jumps down. Evening, my lady. I am a current summon. Well, I'm not sure what that means. I don't have many backbones, but I am capable of fighting. I can do that at much grander scale. I'm sorry, Sir Knight. Please, take a rest. As you wish. I mainly specialize at summoning stories.
And I suppose that is how you defeated my sister Suzuna.
I'm not sure I've ever fought your sister Suzuna. At least if I have, I don't remember it. I definitely wouldn't win.
Strange, then how did you become one of her retainers? Unless you aren't one.
No. I'm a retainer. I honestly don't know. I was brought in by Retka one day to meet her, and, well, then I just never left. That crafty man, I only met him for a couple days, and I'm impressed by that guy's intuition. You became a bloody retainer without having to meet the prerequisites. Good on you. It seems that Bass is confused, but he doesn't question anything. He just continues to sit there with a very pretty boy-looking expression. It seems like confused, seductive.
Yes.
From Yuha, what she can tell is, she just didn't go away, and Suzuna didn't tell her to go away to the point where Suzuna forgot if she even fought her or not, and just assumed she did because she was still around.
Okay. Well, it's good.
As much as Suzuna, she has a very good memory, but she can get distracted on things very easily.
As long as you have the resolve to be a retainer despite not passing Suzuna's one prerequisite of becoming a retainer, as in beating her within combat. I am glad, though, that there is somebody not solely based off of strength within her inner circles.
I have the resolve to move forward. I also have the ability to do so. But I must mind you of one thing, since I shall be in your care and you in mine. I will be unable to attend you into any establishments of indulgence and parties of sin should you wish to travel there. My constitution is very weak. I fall short when it comes to things such as alcohol or, well, ailment. I ask for you to keep this in mind, please.
Do not fret. There is no current plans to do such activities. Since we are all gathered, I shall speak this now. I am unaware of what you have been told, but my current objective is in order to commune with the gods. I've already spoken to the god of eternal service and the god Hakumba. After that, we will be completing the requests and making sure that we are prepped to deal with the god of eternal services request as well. Kind of like looking at them to see if they seem like they're aware of what that is.
They actually seem surprisingly informed. Calvain seems like he's by far one of the most informed.
Surprising.
You have a little bit of worry over Basa, who still has that same, like, perplexed pretty boy seductive face, but you really just don't want to look at his face for long times because...
Yeah. Avoiding his face because I don't want to blush.
Exactly.
I must say, this news is new, as I spoke with Lord Hakumba. However, I must say that we are not the aggressors in this situation.
Alright. If we made a move too quickly, I would give anyone who'd wish to make us an enemy an easy target to do so. We'd be sitting ducks at their mercy if we did anything too quickly.
Indeed. We will most likely be traveling out of province, so I may take lead from the god... Oh fuck, what's the fox god called again?
It's like a Vulpin or something. I'll get you the actual answer, though.
I will be taking lead from the god Vulpin and paying homage to the other deities for my own... to try and make sure that we are on friendly terms.
God's
After
name
all,
is
it is our province that readily accepts more than one deity.
Most provinces only have one deity. Isn't that because it's easier to combine the prayers of a people into one god than four?
That is the case, but we have managed to do it with 4 deities. I have no intention of trying to spread our deities at this point, but it will show them that we are more accepting.
Aye. Friends with semi-like minds. Maybe good friends indeed. If we can get them on our side, and assuming everything goes to hell and high water, we'll at least have some allies on the outside. So it ain't like some of them stories long ago about us versus the world and all.
Indeed. Does anyone have any questions? I imagine I scan over the audience, skipping over Bass's eye contact.
Got one. One for myself. If you don't mind me asking, I saw you heading over to the tower not too long ago. I didn't hear much about that. Something about recruitment. We all meeting up in Limbers Falls then? It's just gonna be traveling together. Or we all meeting up at different points? Answer: we're all leaving at different points in our groups, but yes, we are meeting up in Limbers Fall.
We may be leaving at different points, but we should all be meeting up at Limbers Fall. In some ways, you may view this as a trial period in order to make sure that the groups work well with one another. But that's not actually the case.
Alrighty. Just thought I'd clear that, eh? Calvain shoots a big smile as he quiets up for a moment. And that unease of Calvain being Calvain kind of just sinks into a more happy feeling.
Golly.
God, he's so much better when he shuts up.
Yeah. God Deadpool him. God sew his mouth shut, right?
Please don't do that to Calvain.
Yeah, no, I won't.
I just got Calvain as one of my characters. He's my adopted kid. I kid again. As Cassandra prepares her cart, Paletta stays nearby. It seems that Budatsu, Budatsu is here. And also that Kachi Iwara. Kachi, just kind of giving us a reek of who they are. They're the strange graveskeeper woman who's a little bit more quiet. You hung out with Kachi a little bit with Satani.
Wait, is Kachi a man or a woman?
Kachi is a man.
Okay.
Kachi seems to not really speak at all and is known for being an assassin of sorts. However, they assassinate people with a scythe. That huge ass death scythe that looks like it's ungodly to wield.
Is she more like a reaper or a chameleon in terms of her? Is she more like Zabayashi or more like Beatrice?
He is more like, you would call him an executioner, as well as the other person is called an executioner.
Right.
Doesn't seem very, like, stands out a lot. Wears fairly neutral colors. They're pretty average sized. They look more like that or a debt collector. Someone whose appearance stands out, but everything about them says that they could disappear on a moment's notice, and you'd never notice them behind you.
Let's get straight to the important stuff, okay? Attractiveness.
Mhm. Well, if you could see past their 7-layer disguise, you would know that their attractiveness is at least 12.
Ugh, I'm the hottest one here. There's so much pressure.
Wait, what's your ATTR?
I'm 14.
No, you're not the attractiveness one.
What is Budatsu the hottest?
Budatsu's a 15.
Oh my
Get
gosh,
on his
okay, you're
level.
good.
Oh my
Thank you,
goodness.
that's so good. Yes,
This bald
finally.
man with a chiseled jaw is like so good.
Oh my gosh, he's so hot. Oh wait, I'm married. Just kidding. Anyway. Hello, Paletta. Looks like we have our company. I'm
It
just
does.
Paletta. I'm not sure if we've all officially met, but let's do introductions. This is Budatsu of High Priestess Yuha, and Kachi Uwara of my sister of our whoops of Satani, the Prime Minister. Everyone, this is my dear friend and retainer Paletta April. Of course, I'm sure your royals have informed you of who I am, and I give a really like mischievous and devious smile.
Budatsu does like one of those like bow thingies of like I imagine like one of those like hand to fist like monk bow.
Love it.
Or like nod or whatever it's called.
I think that looks really cool. Tassandra thinks it looks really cool.
It's so nice to meet you, Budatsu. We've never had much of time to talk. As Paletta seems cheery. Kachi just kind of stands there. Seems to acknowledge something's happening. But just kind of stands there.
What is going on in Kachi's mind?
What did they say?
Oh.
I cannot read their lips.
Oh.
Is
That
he
one
deaf?
speaks too fast.
Wait, what was the last thing that they said?
That one speaks too fast. I'm just gonna stand here and nod. I didn't nod. They're looking at me. Do I kill them? No.
Who talks too fast? Is it me or Paletta? We both talk really fast, I bet.
Both of you.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Let us share this journey together.
Does Kachi think in Budatsu, we're going to be such good friends. I can't wait to lean on both of you, on all of you, with my utmost trust. And then, sorry, does Kachi feel like they speak a different language, or are they just slow?
If they spoke a different language, I don't know if you'd be able to read their mind.
Okay.
It doesn't seem slow. If you were to give the answer, you would say... You think they're deaf.
Oh.
Called it.
Nice. I'm gonna mentally relay that to Paletta. I'm going to just subtly keep talking nonsense, but I'm going to do some thief can't gestures. See if they react at all. In Thieves Can't, I go, can you understand this? But with like hand gestures and tugging and stuff. Insight check? /RD20 plus 7. 18.
It seems like he understands it.
I communicate that to Paletta as well. This is going to be a good trick. Once we're on the cart, I guess we have everything settled, right? Nothing to worry about. I say goodbye to everyone. I give Zanok a really saucy kiss. But yeah, if we're good, saying goodbye to everyone. No, it's all in good terms. I would like to have a telepathic conversation with Budatsu in the cart. If that's okay to jump.
Mudatsu has all but now leveled this down to it's 100% that feeling is to Sandra.
Yeah, because I'm literally standing
straight
next
up
to her.
confessing. I'm straight up confessing here. Hi, Mr. Budatsu. It was me all along, and I'm sure you were going to figure that out quite soon. I wanted to see what you were made of, and I've come to the conclusion there are qualities in your mind that I want to be able to emulate. That sense of self, that awareness, that alignment of your will and your mind and your body. And I was hoping that you would be willing to teach me how. This is all telepathically. And I look like I'm just like having a really shallow conversation with like Paletta or something. Like, okay, I really think I'd look a lot cuter in this color. And then if you wear this color, that'll just amplify our entire ensemble. If we all get uniforms, one for Budatsu, Kachi, and you and me, oh, so good, right?
It's just placeholder text. You've actually rehearsed this before.
Oh, really? That's so fun.
She very much knows that you're actually just mind reading with someone.
That's so funny.
That is such a good setup. I myself am unable to teach you. But that is due to my own beliefs. I believe there's only two things anyone or anything can do. One can simply learn, and so one can simply do. If you wish to learn from me if you wish to learn from me doing, then you are free to do whatever you wish.
First lesson. I love it. Right from the get-go, are we? Then, would you be okay with opening your mind to me so that I could have, I guess, better understanding of what it is to be a monk? What does that mean to you? And then I don't know if you open up your mind, but you don't have to, and I can just lay off. But if there's any cool surface thoughts, that'd be cool.
As much as Budatsu believes this is Cassandra, there is the thoughts of, like, bettering oneself. He sees this as an opportunity for not just to, he sees this as an opportunity for him to personally learn of different things. He has a lot of, like, ways to explore his own mind as, That's probably not the best teacher unless you're, like, looking into why and the reasons why he does things. But essentially, he has he'll do a meditation check.
Cool. I wanna join.
And, like, with somebody else in his mind, I feel like he can easily, like, it's a good test of, like, figuring out what's where.
Cool.
Like, literally, you have somebody poking around in your mind space, and then you can pretty much, like, find the borders of where their mind are and where your mind is.
This is so trippy.
I don't know if I get advantage on this. I don't think
do
so.
help action, I guess. Oh, I'm not proficient.
You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Uh,
I think there's a moment where I actually just stop my conversation and then I close my eyes as well while he's going into this mode.
but it's a good meditation thing. Kind of like get yourself grounded. He'll go from the beginning.
There's a lot of things that you cannot actually pick up. There's like a blank space for Cassandra, which seems like permanently walled off. A lot of the surface thoughts are the only things you can pick up on.
Whoa.
In some ways,
Like,
Budatsu's
he-
whole goal isn't to like have you have free roam in your mind, but pretty much take you like kind of like protect himself, like building up some barriers but like not like making it so you can't explore, but like just making sure he's aware of you inside his mind space.
Whoa.
It's not very easy to figure out where Cassandra is, and more that she's just present.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that that's actually well within the reach of at least your skill at the moment, or it may not be. It might be something you have to learn, or it might be something that you have to get taught to yourself in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Budatsu himself can only really realize that there's a presence there. There is no border of her mind, and there's not really a border of your mind. It's
Oh my
more like
goodness.
the center of your mind. And the center of your mind currently is your initial thoughts. You don't think she can read further. You don't think she has a whole lot of rain to go out and around. But imagine it like a spotlight on a stage. The spotlight can only go so far, but there's still more of the theater in the back. In many ways, you, as the man with the spotlight, can only delve so far into your own mind. Anything more than that, well, that would have to be taught.
I want to see what I know. I'm still gonna aim. I know I can't get there, but I guess like what it was like for Budatsu when he started to learn how to be a monk or to train in general.
Deep diving into my past.
Guess so.
You lose connection immediately, and then before it goes back up.
Oh,
It doesn't seem like he forces you out.
but there's a force of nature, like a force field or something. That
Mm-hmm.
Oh, incredible. I say out loud by accident.
Well, I didn't think nails were that incredible. As Pauletta keeps going off on her conversation trail.
I kind of just put my head on her shoulder and like mentally I say, sorry, I zoned out. Budatsu's mind is like a whole different playing field. And I guess I keep it up. You know what? No, I'll turn towards Budatsu in real life. I've never encountered a mind like yours. It's like there's this immense fortress surrounding your past.
How much does Budatsu know about his trait? Probably not much. I know what I'm gonna say. I have devoted my life in order to achieve new heights. Whatever may have happened within the past is within those realms. I am simply me, living as I desire.
Oh, Paletta, don't you think it would be absolutely lovely if Budatsu taught me how to be a monk? A girl out here in these streets aren't typically allowed to wield weapons, but there's no rules against using my hands. Don't you think?
But then you couldn't do anything fancy with them. You'd have to be really good at keeping your hands nice and soft.
I don't think that's true at all. I could be fancy and soft. Well, let's feel Mr. Bodatsu's hands, and I think we both reach over to see how soft his hands are. Not aggressively, not aggressively. It's just like
Budatsu realizes this is one of the temptations of sin.
New meditation check. Damn it.
Damn it.
There's a moment where he remembers. Well, no, to say he remembers is wrong. He has a thought. Cassandra can't see this thought, but Budatsu can. There's an image of him with a full head of hair, smiling into a mirror. It's a bad thought, and it's rejected from his mind. My, your hands actually are soft. I didn't think that would be possible. Budatsu's hands they're not soft, they're just not as worn as you would expect. Xehanoc's hands are a lot more callousy.
Rough, yeah.
Budatsu doesn't either. His hand-to-hand training has made it so he doesn't really have rough hands. Or this man just has not really ever used weapons.
Well, I think we've learned if he could be a monk and have incredibly soft hands, then why can't I? And I give Paletto a wink.
Do you think you could teach Cassandra, Mr. Budatsu?
To teach another is impossible. There are only two actions that people or things can perform. They can either do or they can learn.
Or they can learn. I say that in unison with him. I'm learning so much already.
I have no
So
problem
then,
with doing.
What is teaching then? So then what is teaching then?
Budatsu
Is it just doing?
Hmm?
Is it just doing? Or is it like doing and learning?
Teaching would be teaching something incapable of doing something, such as a mountain to cry, or perhaps to grow legs and walk away. Those are extreme examples. But perhaps you can teach something such as a demon how to feel once again. Or perhaps you teach upon knowledge, such as being a monk, and bestow that onto somebody else. No matter how much you try and teach somebody, you are simply doing, since it is up to the individual to learn from you.
So teaching would be like doing without the learning step.
Nods to
If you were to
that.
teach someone how to be a monk, it'd be like you just making them a monk with them not knowing how they became one, just always being one.
Definitely nods along to that.
That's a fun philosophy. Did you make it yourself?
I am certain that somebody else has also thought of such a philosophy, but yes, it was something that I have thought greatly upon. I do not know the validity of it, but I plan to pursue that knowledge and see if it is truly possible in my lifetime.
Such an incredible mind. We're going to have so much fun together.
The word echoes towards Budatsu. Layer of sin.
Layer of sin. I
It's a
believe it is.
nostalgic. It's a nostalgic phrase,
I believe it
and
is
it's not a good one.
important to avoid sinful behaviors, as one must have a clear mind in order to reach such heights.
And what do these sins look like to you, Mr. Budatsu?
That's a good question. He takes a pause and, clearly thinks about it. Sin is something that blocks your mind and makes it so you do not see as clearly. Illusions in more of the natural form. Things that make you deceive yourself.
I think Tassandra's actually rocked at that. Things that make you deceive yourself. And I think she flashes back to that one morning with Xehanort crying in his arms.
My definition of sin is not as strong. What would you define sin as?
Oh, well, I thought it was just all those things that my parents told me not to do, but from what I remember of Yuha's lessons on Hakumba, not betraying your family, and I guess, yeah, that's mainly what I got from it.
Why one must...
I
why...
think that...
Okay, sorry, I'll let her go first.
I think that sin comes from the coldness in a person, cruelty, and, well, those aspects that you see in demons. And indulgence, overindulgence, greed, wrath. Things that would revoke your humanity. I think those are sins.
And then I must ask, if one were to have no ill will, no mnemonic feelings towards betraying one's family, would that be a sin?
Well, how do you have no ill will and betray anything? Would you really be betraying anything if you did something out of love?
I do not know.
Kachi's got a hot take on Sin.
Yeah, I like her.
Ooh.
Oh,
Palata's the only one who's been talking. Kachi's the guy in the corner.
yeah.
I'll just look over to Kachi and I'll sign language. What's on your mind?
You notice that Kachi, he's a very watching person. He definitely seems to be paying attention heavily. This is what he believes. Lying, indulgence, adultery, or any other sorts of misconduct in the sexual mind.
Does
Theft
is he sign languaging it, or is it just
and murder.
himself?
He does sign language it.
Cool.
Damn it. Oh, okay.
Those are what he classifies as sin. And in his mind, you notice, by his own logic, he has witnessed the end point of each one of these sins.
Oh.
And you only get a glimpse of it because you focus back on Budatsu, but it's kind of graphic.
Oh. I'll telepathically translate to Budatsu.
Fudashi is very much there's because he's taking these other he's trying to learn from what they've said and distinguish whether or not he believes those things as well. The whole idea that sin is pretty much if based off of your intent is an interesting one, where it's exploring just different theories about if is there a situation where one can feel love and act out of love and still be sinful? There is the question, honestly, probably the person that comes to mind is frickin'
Rankin?
Pio.
Oh.
She is one solely of love, but will theoretically murder people to show them love of the sun.
Yeah, because Tassandra's was sin against family and sin against the tenets of, let's say, the gods. Paletta's was bad intent, and Kachi's was a more broad statement of murder, adultery, theft, deceit, and a bunch of other stuff.
All of them have the bad intent, but it is against who? Your own principles, the gods, the world itself?
Mm-hmm.
Are they the same? Are they different? Because theoretically, if you are pure intent following someone with bad intent, you can still commit sin. So is there
Likewise,
a truth behind good and evil? Is there a truth behind your intent to avoid sin? Who has created those rules of life? If anyone has, or are they just simply facts upon nature?
Budatsu got stuck with the crazy crew. Oh my word.
I mean, through insanity you can find peace. No, wait. Through the storms you can find balance.
How are we crazy? just a telepath. I don't know. I don't see any problem here.
Okay, you're a telepath. Paletta's a normal girl. Kachi's a
PTSD.
mute PTSD, and Budatsu's super monk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one backstory I can't have.
Budatsu's?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of internal thought continuing the actual trip. What defines one as evil? What defines one as good? What counts as a sin?
They clearly exist with demons and stuff.
There's repercussion for sin. And I mean, most of the time it can boil down to some of the principles that Pachi would have brought up. But on the same time, would disobeying some gods like Silkana while still being in worship of Silkana count as a sin? Is that the kind of thing that could also make you lose your humanity? Why? There's a lot to ponder on, and it's definitely not going to be decided in the couple of days.
Yeah, he probably should go to Silkana and like see Silkana's like, because Butatsu is like a priest of Silkana, even though he has a sword he doesn't probably, well, he's gonna use, but like is not focusing on sword training because he's focusing on this other method that's a roundabout to make sword training great. Oh god.
Back at Hanazuke, we got two more boats to look at.
Whoa.
And then it becomes to the next political scheme. Gotta love Nononoke. Political scheme after political scheme. We got a lot of people, honestly, to go through.
There's a lot, yeah. That's the one downside, but once we get the introductions done, things should kick off.
Unless we're just in constant peril all the time.
We going to Suzuna, or are we leaving the NPC for last? I mean, right, no, Suzuna's your character, not an NPC.
No,
I read the script, but I'm real too, guys. The server may just give me lines, but I don't give me lines.
Can we take a quick break so I can use the washroom?
Yes, 100%.
Alright, break time.
Ugh.
Woo.
Kind of getting to know a little bit about our sister's retainers, apparently.
Yeah.
Kachi.
Cool. I'm gonna let her know. Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting.
Kachi is a man still.
Sorry. Yes. I was looking at the token, so I was like, confused.
Yeah, it's the Niep token. I gotta say, deaf person, super dramatic, giant scythe. I appreciate that.
This is like a reverse Hev. I like
it's like a reverse F. Then we have Bassa, the avatar of violence. Hello.
Hello, silky smooth voice. You're in love with me now.
We're gonna learn who Mola is.
Mola.
Mola Jinai is the actual lady. She's the, from what we know of her, she's the gothic albino.
Is this the bride?
Yes. Then Riri's the child, I'm pretty sure.
Child?
Yeah, Satani has like a 10-year-old kid.
Is that her son?
No, Satani has no relations. From what we know.
What does Riri do?
I don't know. Hides in the corner. And then there's Sun.
Sun.
That name. I wonder if he's related to the sun.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
I am Moon Man. damn it. I mean, technically speaking, Yukino is Moon Man.
You can. Oh yeah. The little
Yukino has the Immortal Vampire.
fan.
That's his title. He's a normal guy.
Normal guy.
He has Lunar Curse of the Eternal Vampire.
Sheesh.
If you think that his trait is edgy, then yeah.
I do think that.
I have returned.
Oh, excuse me.
He restores 2 times as much health in Moonlight.
I was muted on Discord. I have returned.
I returned.
Welcome back.
I like how we can just do D&D sessions where it's pure just philosophy.
That was great.
Yeah. What is actual combat? What is combat?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna happen. It's gonna combat's the part of the episode where everyone dies.
We're so squish. I don't want to. I just want experience without having the risk.
Yeah, that'd be
Forces-
great. Can Buddha actually
Forces-
level up for furthering his thought
he
process and beliefs?
No, he didn't, because that would be probably, I think, 3 to 5 XP, and that wouldn't be the reward for furthering your mental ability.
Darn.
Suzuna, standing alongside her husband Marluxia, are the leaders of this merry band. Alongside them, Renken Akaru, Mola Janale, and Zeonak Viona. All 5 of them destined for a great journey. For most, specifically Renken, his interaction with Suzuna was interesting, to say the least. She was definitely an intense lady, but it's not like he didn't have slight adaptation to those in the more intense field of things. It reminded him of something that Yuha would do, just in a different matter. At least when they first met. Marluxia, however, came across as more intimidating. Renken had also never met Mola before. A woman, pale white, with hair like snow. She wore very Eternal Service themed outfit. Heavy skulls and chains.
He'd probably definitely go out of his way to say hello to Mola, and he'd be more hesitant about the 2 husbands of the royals.
Yeah, make them mad and you get killed.
Yeah.
She dresses with a veil, and her weapon is a staff, if you would call it that. It seems to be serrated like a morning star or an axe at the top. Do you have a word you wish to say, or just kind of like light introductions, kind of NPC that until the...
I'll do a proper thing. It's nice to meet you. My name's Renken Akaru, retainer of Yuha.
Mr. Akaru. I can't do it. She has a very lullaby singing voice.
Aww.
You represent Eternal Service, do you not? As the retainer equivalent for the High Priestess Yuha.
I do my best to represent the God of Eternal Service, yes. I notice that you have a lot of symbols of him upon your person.
Yes. I am but another of Eternal Service's fingers, orchestrating his will. As she makes a very strong bow, Renken can take note that while she doesn't look very big, she is very, very physically strong.
Stronger than him.
Like, she has muscles that are normally deceivingly concealed by her outfit. But she's kind of ripped.
He'll return like the gesture of the bow.
It will be a pleasure to be working with you, Mr. Akari.
I agree. Oh golly, there's a lot of royally people here. This is like the most 2 priests and 3 royals.
We're gonna go on an adventure, guys.
And perhaps when the High Priestess received the message from Eternal Service, did you also get the feeling?
Yes, as I'm sure you did as well.
Definitely, like, he just seeing her, he absolutely suspected that.
I'm not originally from these lands. It was he who brought me here.
Oh, I assume he knows about isekai protagonists.
Yes.
Then where were you originally from, if you don't mind me asking?
I was from the land of Dare Hollow,
Dare Hollow.
a heathenist village filled with gods that don't know the true power of Eternal Service. These gods, as they claim to be, were nothing more than crazed men with deluded ideas of immortality. They had sentenced me to execution on the stake and claimed me to be a monster. I indulged their fantasies, and I burned as many of them as I could before I was brought here. I owe everything to the God of Eternal Service. But that was far too personal at the moment. We've yet to know each other for more than a mere moment. My apologies for indulging you with my own story.
Don't worry about it. We're both followers of the God of Eternal Service. I don't mind. This girl probably I feel like Renken suspects this girl would be a better representation, but like maybe not. Who knows? I guess he was chosen. He's not going to question that.
He doesn't.
Hmm?
He doesn't feel that.
Oh, okay. That's good.
He doesn't necessarily feel that she'd be a bad one. He's more just happy that she exists.
Okay.
he's the representation for the High Priestess, but somehow having her around makes him feel like it's not entirely as heavy a burden.
Hmm.
It's not like less responsibility, it just is that he's not alone. There's a scary thought of comfort that comes from that.
Despite being the you can, if it's not true, but I feel like this is true. Despite being the representation of the god of eternal service for the high priestess, I do feel I'm a bit inexperienced. I hope you'll be willing to help me if I have any questions. I guess just help me if I need it.
But of course, I myself also lack experience. I hope we can work together closely in order to knit our understanding to its fullest potential.
He'll nod to that. He's still a melancholy person. But, like, it's nice to have, I guess, somebody else.
I think that they are flirting.
They're really hitting it off.
That was Marluxia to
Yeah.
Xehanort.
Yeah, I was totally hoping we were gonna have this conversation. Man, true love really does just hit like a rolling giant boulder rolling down a hill, doesn't it? I'm so happy for them.
Do you get hit by many boulders coming down hills?
Oh, it was oh, Marluxia, you know it's a figure of speech. I'm really excited to be here, by the way. I've heard really exciting things about you and Susanna. Combat prowess is untouchable, is what I heard. Can't wait to see it.
I fought many battles in my time. But if there's one thing that I can say, Suzuna never loses a battle twice.
Well, with all three of with all one, two, three, four, with all five of us now, quite unlikely she'll ever lose the first time.
Finding your feats of strength is hard, you know that, Xehanort.
Oh, don't you don't need to gas me up like that, Marluxia.
I was originally trying to find people of great strength. Simply hunting you down was hard enough. You still owe me that fight.
Well, I'm under the command of the general now. Whatever she says goes.
I'm sure you'll see it soon enough.
Just
I'm
make sure
saying,
you don't scratch at my face too much though when it does happen, all right? Got a wife and kids to go back to. Don't want them not recognizing me.
folk back home would say that a scratch is favorable with young boys,
Uh,
and the women.
well, in
But
that
you would know
case,
more about that than I.
well, in that case, I might need a little extra scratching then. And I kind of just like give him a little, I kind of just little shoulder to shoulder bump, not overly aggressive at all. Hey, you need you need a hand loading up the cart?
Feel
I don't
free to do one. I
feel free.
enjoy spending time with you, Xehanort. We should have done it more often.
This is going to be, I love my wife and kids. I love serving my country, but going around and fighting unknown threats in the spirit lands, man, this is everything a spirit knight's supposed to be. then I guess we just do more like I don't know. We'll just do like
Bro talk, yo, let's
Bro
get some beer.
yeah. We'll help. We'll also like I'm very like this is fun. I think what makes this fun for Xeonok it's because like being like actually being a soldier kind of thing. Like so loading
Yes.
up, like being super disciplined and everything. And then like kind of making jabs at each other in between.
By the time,
Sorry, go ahead.
by the time that Renkin and
Mola.
Renkin, Xeonok, Mola, and Marluxia get within range, it definitely does have that feeling of a military encampment.
Yes, he loves
But
it.
you were gonna say something.
I was just like, hey, Renkin, Mola, need help with packing anything into the cart? Just big like golden retriever energy smile.
Yes, Lord Xeonok, if you would not mind. Redkid just has like that eye look towards Mola, just remembering the fact that she is literally ripped.
Honestly, if she said no, he would have had to say no, and he's like, he has a strength of 9. But I guess he's blind, so he has an excuse. I suppose that wouldn't be. I'm certain you can help us get it done a lot quicker. Yeah, I'm certain you can help us get it done a lot quicker. God does a forced smile of reliving a painful moment for a second or two.
Oh.
But like a forced smile of like friendship of like, yeah, no, it's appreciated.
We go over Marluxia, pick up whatever we need, and I guess I say, hey Mola, while it's just the 5 of us, feel free to just call me Xeonok, alright?
I would not want to intrude on becoming too formal with you being married and all.
Oh, well, under the command of my king, I am serving under the general Susanna here, and there's no you and I, we're just comrades. Understand? So that allows certain permissions.
He's essentially saying that, hey, yo, yeah, we're both retainers working for somebody else right now. Don't worry about it, brah.
Yeah.
I shall drop the Lord title, but I shall refer to you until the time is right as Mr. Fiona. Does that suffice?
You know what? I'll take it, Mola. Alright, let me grab this. Hey, Marluxia! I toss him like a crate or something, or chest. I don't know. I toss him something so to carry, and I'll carry something else. And I look over my shoulder and I kind of give like a not a flirty look, but kind of like a tee-hee look of like, there'll be plenty of talk in the cart. Let's get ready to roll out for Lord Susanna or Lady Susanna.
You know what? As much as Lady Susanna might be the correct term,
Lord felt more.
Lord was much more accurate.
Yeah, for General Susanna. I still said lady, even though that whole exchange happened of like saying Lord and lady.
Bootleg Mo might be here, but I'm the real Mo.
But
Call
I'm
me
just having a
king,
great time
goddammit.
just like squinting / closing my eyes while playing Renkin. I feel bad, but like I get into character.
Oh.
Yeah, the feather thing. Suzuna is definitely on the card and has a very heavy military overseer aura to her. In many ways, you could say the essence of this being a military incursion and the seriousness of it is hammered down by the aura she's giving off. Of course, she's not actually trying to give off that aura, and that's not very apparent. She's actually just trying to be like, yeah, we're driving, but it feels as if this is like a life or death, end of the world kind of time to be a soldier.
As soon as we see her, I don't know if we were already rolling, but as soon as like I acknowledge that she's here, I yell, "Commanding General on deck!" And I guess like I stand straight up as if like I'm back with the Spirit Knights and everything. Maybe salute if that's appropriate. I don't know. And I just expect everyone to line up as well.
It is the correct term. Somehow Renken feels like he should follow.
Yeah, he'll follow. Probably not appropriate to like salute and stuff at this point, but like he'll be in line.
I guess we wait to be addressed by Susanna while we're lined up. Xanok loves this.
I know
Proof.
Rankin probably doesn't have a hunch, but I'm just imagining him having a hunch right now and being a lot older than he is.
He's a young dude.
He's a young dude.
A hunch?
He's just blind.
He's not a cripple, he's just blind. So he is a cripple, but he's not that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he made Quasimodo? I'm joking.
No. It's young, hot Quasimodo before he gained.
Yes!
I mean, never mind. He has attractiveness 12, so it's like better. His charisma is a 16, though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool.
He's charismatic, better than average Quasimodo before he got his hunch.
As Suzuna makes a reference with her arm as to stand at ease.
Stands at ease. There we go.
Bola kind of doesn't fully understand what that means, but just follows everyone else. Just kind of like, what the hell are we doing? We will be traveling up to the northern city of Limbus Fall. It is here where we will most likely recruit more people to our cause. As was discussed, a call of arms has been in place. Fill out our retainer slots to the best of our abilities. We will be traveling into the Spirit Lands, which requires us all to become approved by the spirits. While we may be able to cheat our way into the Spirit Lands, I do not wish to resort to such methods. We will all get approved and blessed by the spirits. That means whatever reservations you may have about growing, it would be best to kill them. This is our mission. They have taken 2 hostages. One in the form of a fellow comrade and retainer of my own, Retka Manase. Another, the grandfather, the father, and a former retainer of a prior high priestess, Dunavyard, White Wolf. Our mission is not to kill them, but we will most likely engage in combat sooner or later. We must extract these retainers, and then prepare for any advancements they may have on our lands. This is an active war zone. Every step we take from here must be the greatest it can be. If not, and we falter, we run the risk of the prisoners wasting away on their own. Xeonok, step forward.
March is in place. Steps forward.
I will set you as first commander.
He's fighting a smile so hard right now. Oh, not because he likes power, but he just loves like this whole energy right now. Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Return to post.
Steps back.
Renken Akaru.
He'll definitely step forward.
I shall have you addressed as field commander.
Of course.
Return to post.
I guess steps back.
In
What
my
does Field
absence,
Commander do?
you are to take note from First Commander Xehanort. As Suzuna will wait a second, but completely kind of keep an awkward distance. As for Field Commander Renkin, you will take command when it comes to infiltration missions. I suspect you will also serve as one of the faces for our party. Brush up on your ability to notice subtleties within people. There's a good chance that those enemies, the monsters from the spirit world, they will not hold back once they find out what our plans are. By the end of this, you will all have grown. Prepare to move out. Dismissed.
Salutes.
Oh golly! As meanwhile, like in Una's mind, I mean, it's just like, oh man, this was better than this morning, but I flipped the last line. I stalled too long.
Retainer squad, prepare to roll out.
I love giving people real titles.
Sorry. Xehanort is really happy.
Field Commander. What does a Field Commander do?
It's
You're part of
it's your job. You're essentially our Hitokiri. Your job is to pick up on people, and your job is going to be leading one of these splinter cells when we get into the actual field infiltration mission.
You have a function of 20-foot blind sense.
Yep. This is the greatest. This is the greatest part of this. Do you want to know what these roles were assigned on?
What's that?
Height, attractiveness.
Your Tassandra's and your Yuha's, and I put full faith in you as retainers to do your job.
Oh.
I did not give it to Mola from Sitani because Suzuna actually knows that Mola isn't originally from here. So she wanted to give it to someone who was from here originally, and she didn't give it to Marluxia for the same reason.
Okay.
There was actually logic there.
I hope Mola has a good perception because I'll probably be using Mola as my right hand.
Nice.
Because I can't see far away.
she's your like assistant dog. Not dog, like the blind assistant.
Yeah.
We all get in the cart, ready to go out.
Can I drive?
You can drive.
Was it the assumption that I would drive?
I can drive. I'm just not going to because I'm the general in this situation.
Yes.
Taking a general way.
Permission to take reins.
Granted, First Commander. Bring us to Limbus Falls.
Yeah.
Golly.
There's a moment just while traveling. Renkin doesn't fully, truly, in any way, shape, or form understand why he has a title now. But it feels really rewarding. Not only is he like the representative of like Eternal Service, but he's Field Commander.
Yeah.
He's not really sure what that means. That's the kind of title that would usually get someone way too much pride to the point where he would have abused them back in the day. But God, it feels good. He kind of understands why people got a little arrogant with these title things.
Yeah.
I think what's going through Xehanort's head is like, I'm going to make my family so proud.
As finally we move into the last group.
Sorry,
Sitani.
Sun,
Sorry?
Sun, and Pio.
Sitani, Yukino, Vatisk, and Kiatris. Unless we just skip them because they're
And
NPC.
Riri. No, wait, we're not. We should play them too, right?
Alright, well, all of us will be on equal terms.
Yeah. I want to meet Riri too.
Riri is standing beside Sitani, as Kiatris, Vatisk, and Yukino kind of are coming from the same place. We have been tasked with a glorious mission, have we not? Friends? Companions? Yukino definitely likes to move his hands a lot, as you could almost see him catch a drop of dew walking beside Kiatris and Vatisk. For Vatisk, he hasn't had much experience with the other two, and to be honest, neither them with him or each other.
Could you remind me again what the objective of Prime Minister Yoshikino was?
We shall be hunting the dreaded fiends that litter this land, including the one known as Papyrus, a mere insect to be squashed. Not only that, we shall be building rapport. Trivial matters for an immortal such as myself.
I guess... I feel like the way this guy talks, like, provokes an insight. But, like, am I even proficient in insight with, I am proficient with insight, so it's a +1.
Oh,
Oh my
bad?
god, this is the immortal vampire? This guy's like a local legend. He's like literally unkillable. You cannot kill this man, no matter how hard you try. Like, this is a massive boon. He is known for being like the strongest. I mean, he's not a real vampire, but like, he could be. He just emanates. He emanates the energy of someone so powerful that there's no dispute that this Papyrus guy, whoever really he is, he's dead. Demon's dead. We're done. We've won.
I'm glad
so
to have you on our side. How would you address someone like the immortal vampire?
Mr. Immortal Vampire.
Mr. The
Mr. Yoshikino, the immortal vampire. I need to make him a bit more burly. Yeah.
Can I amend one little zippy zip in the past? Could we insert? Could we NPC that? Xeonok had a moment with Kiatris and just said, "We're gonna bring them home," and just he really meant it. And I think she's
Don't even have to.
Good. Cool.
Don't even have to.
He already did, huh?
It wasn't Xeonok, it was Calvane, but
Okay.
we wouldn't be able to amend Xeonok doing so.
Okay. Cool.
And she has been told that, though.
Cool.
Something similar.
I'm sure you can handle it alone, but you won't need to. I'll do my best to support you in your fights.
Folly! We shall work together. Whether an enemy dies in no time, or in a little time, dictates how much time we have when it comes to saving those in need. Let's make it happen in no time, shall we?
Of course. No demon filth will get past us.
Never in a million years.
I think he just like started walking a bit faster while they had a bromance. She's like, okay. She doesn't have the emotional capacity right now to interact, I think.
I have no clue what's going on with Vatisque's like family life, but I guess he probably is not bringing it to work.
No, Aziz doesn't bring it to work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good, you're all here. Sitani stands. She doesn't need to stand on the actual cart to look imposing. Her curly white hair rolling down her back. Her massive blade. It's something that Beatrice notices and kind of stops a little bit ahead.
Mm-hmm. I think she looks at the blade and then goes into a bow as well. Lady Sitani.
Ah! Your president, or your prime minister. Prime minister. Lady Prime Minister. Yukito does it. A very, very large bow.
Oh no, I might not be doing a bow, guys. I guess no. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. He'll do like a small. He's not the type. I feel like he's the guy to like give a handshake, but he's like self-aware enough to do a bow instead.
But he also doesn't tend to notice a lot of stuff.
Oh, really? Absolutely. Go in for the handshake. I get, because he is, in his mind, he is representation of Hakumba. She might be like prime minister, but there is a certain thing of like equal footing.
They don't have equal footing.
Not equal footing. She clearly is like superior. But he's not just some nobody off the street. There is a certain pride to himself. We're treating her with respect, but I feel like he's probably
That actually wins brownie points.
Do a handshake.
Ooh.
That actually wins brownie points.
Cool.
She likes that a lot more.
I can't wait to see you in combat. I'm gonna be testing out a new weapon, but I'll make sure I won't hold back any. As he clearly probably still has Storm Fury close by.
I was told you were a good weaponsmith. So I will rely on your physical strength. As for you, the immortal vampire, it is good to have one of my sister's strongest retainers handy. Finally, Beatrice. I am told a little of your situation. And fear not. Every step we take forward will be another step into digging our blades deep into those responsible. I shall make you ready.
Thank you, my lady.
Joining us will be one of my own retainers, Riri. She gestures to a literal child.
Surprised.
Pleasure to meet you all. I'm Riri. Riri here is a spirit folk. While she may look like a child, she is older than the most of you.
Oh.
Yeah, that definitely shifts Vatisque's way of thinking of like, oh, how cute, like we gotta protect it, to like, oh.
Good luck. Bye. Just kidding.
Riri here specializes in infiltration and assassination. Pay no mind if you cannot see her. She is doing her job then. I will not cut with pleasantries. I was in no need of collecting another retainer, so we shall be getting straight to work. I assume that is fine with everyone here.
Nods.
Good. But Batisk and Batisk and Yukino don't even have a chance to respond. That was more of her just saying what we're doing.
Yeah, that sounds good. I assume we all hop on the cart.
Our first task takes us deep into the mountains, but not to the west. We shall be heading to the blasted mines, once an encampment for the demons. I believe that we shall find some intriguing pieces. Miners have reported that certain effigies have been placed, and they assume a demon incursion is nearby. This is not likely. Instead, we shall take the effigies, and I shall track them back to their source. We will kill whatever demons present, and interrogate them for anything they know about the demon papyrus. They are demons. We show them no mercy. We show them no riposte, and we wipe these streets with their blood.
Batisk is definitely just like nodding along.
Kirch's eyes kind of flare pink for a bit. Also, I realized TJ made a really bad mistake. She doesn't have a rapier, which means she has a long sword, which means she can't get sneak attack off of that. That's on my bad.
She can, because Surfer allows you to sneak attack on pretty much everything if the conditions are correct.
Phew. Okay. Cool. But I think if we could still hunt down a rapier or some kind of short sword, that'd be great before we could go. Well, I'd have to bring that up with Satani, right? I forgot.
Yes.
Lady Satani, I'm new to the way of the blade. I've been gifted this beautiful relic, but I've yet to find myself worthy of it. If we could manage to stop by a weapons store for me to purchase a rapier or a dagger or short sword, perhaps.
Pass the blade to me.
Pulls it off of herself and hands it over, bowing her head. Also, it's not finesse, so I can't use that. Well, no, I could green flame blade, right? Yeah. Okay, never mind. Cool.
So this is what Cassandra was looking for. I see. There were sayings that the past was simply a way of forging the future. Have you heard of this before?
No, my lady.
Then I will show you what forging the future means.
She's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Is she just gonna like snap it in two and make it a rapier somehow?
Oh.
As the air hums around her with divine energies, the blade reforms in her hand to be a rapier.
Eyes look shocked and in awe.
The blessings of the gods. They sit within me too, remember. Now we move out.
Yeah, thanks. She was gonna say something insecure, so that's good.
Definitely gonna take a quick definitely do it quickly. Batisk has something to bring up in the cart.
Yes.
And it's going to be like the best worst thing ever.
I'm assuming a little while in or at the beginning.
I'll do a little while in once everything's settled down, and there's just kind of a lull. So, Satani, I never realized you were married. I knew that both Cassandra and Susana had found a husband, but you have found one yourself?
No, I have no such spouse.
Oh. Sorry, I must have misunderstood earlier. My apologies.
Yes, it is rather inconvenient, but if I were to marry, it would have to be someone almost entirely devoted to the same cause as I were. I would not accept anything else. And then, of course, I would need the approval from both my retainers, the gods, and my sisters.
You're much like Yuha in that sense.
I have never spoken to her about such preferences, so I did not know. Say, what made you think that I had a husband?
You mentioned earlier about having all your retainer slots. I just figured that also included the spouse slot.
Yes, I guess it technically does. No, that slot is not filled.
It makes sense to overlook that. The only reason I wouldn't is since I'm directly in servitude of Hakumba, and that's very much along his tenets.
Yes, as to your family and that such.
I don't know how that hits for Vatiska, like family and such. What's wrong with your family, dude?
He doesn't have a bad relation. It doesn't really hit that hard.
Okay. What exactly is she said they have to share her devotion, right?
They essentially have to be like-minded. They have to share her faith, and then they have to get approval from everyone, and none of her retainers and her sisters.
Oh yeah.
From the sounds of it, the sisters thing comes last because no one's ever gotten past the first couple humps. Honestly, Batisk is kind of sitting here like, what's with all these picky women?
Wow.
People get married in like 2 weeks. I mean, there's having standards, and then there's whatever the hell these two are doing.
Yeah.
They have the right to choose whatever they want, but I mean, my gods, are they picky? They're gonna grow old before they choose someone.
Literally, to get to all these people and talk to them, that's like already years down the line.
Vatiski's pretty confident that Yuha and Satani are gonna die not having a bloodline.
Oh. Mind your business.
To be fair, it wouldn't be put past Beatrice either, if she had the thought to think of that at the moment.
Yeah, no. I think she's just trying to think of like lessons Donavard and also just being with the White Wolves. I think she's just really trying to, yeah. She's so scared of losing him physically, but she also is kind of like has led her to be like, oh, I don't want to lose them like mentally, So she's just trying to go through some memories and like steal what she fights for, I guess. I don't have to run. I don't have to run. I don't have to run.
Kill everyone. There's a moment of pause before Sitani will bring up something. Matisse, you are a forge master, correct?
He'll nod and say, yeah, you can call me that.
Knowing my sister, you also work on firearms, do you not?
He nods because he wasn't hiding that fact. Wait, was he supposed to hide that?
Yeah, but he probably still would have nodded. Just kind of that thought of after, oh right, she kind of doesn't like that kind of thing.
Oh, he actually knows about that?
Oh, it's kind of written on her face.
Guess you're not a big fan.
No, I am not a big fan. I will not stop you from doing whatever you wish. I had to confirm it before it happened, in the middle of a battle or something. Such technology I do not approve of.
How come?
It renders the imbalance of society. Society should be order in a structure, much like a pyramid. It should be neatly put together. Firearms are capable to be used by almost anyone, and they provide a massive increment to their abilities. Those in power with strong firearms, or even strong magical items, strong technologies, they will become more prone to corruption, creating an imbalance. Should everyone hold them, the pyramid falls apart. With stuff simply bows, swords. You can train all you wish to become stronger, but those in power are always held accountable, for they do not possess unspeakably large weapons of destruction. The only thing they possess would be the same weapons used by their opponents. Surely you have heard of the Northern Revolutions.
Has he?
That's very much a Black Ledger topic. We don't talk about those. The punchline is one of the provinces had an overthrow, one of the ones known for having a lot of big tier magic items, specifically meant for killing people.
Ah.
And to say the least, 99% of the province didn't agree with its leadership. And then there was no province.
Yeah.
Sitani does actually bunch magic items at a high degree in with firearms like that. And it's very easy to see firearms, while you have to be good at kind of shooting them, they provide a lot of damage quickly. Put a good firearm in a very powerful man's hands, or a privatized military, and there's just an imbalance. Give a firearm to every civilian, huge imbalance. Well, it's not technically guaranteed to happen. It's not necessarily a bad thing either. it's not the society that Sitani wants to build. She wants to build a society where everyone has the same amount of very low-end accountability measures. You can still rebuttal against someone who's doing something bad, but they can still defend and enforce if they're doing something good. Technically, it is actually a result that would end in a more even spread of lives lost. But people still die either way.
You know, I have to say, I actually sort of agree with you on most of those parts. But I do believe they have their proper places. Much like the society you're trying to build, with one thing being off, it throws everything apart. Guns are a similar way. If one component is missing, it won't work. It's down to an exact science. And of course, I'm personally a bit against selling any firearms to other provinces or the general public. My whole goal is to make a gun worthwhile for the god Hakumba to accept as one of his own, extending guns to be under his domain. That way it's only those who are of faith and those who will have to answer to the gods to wield them would be my ideal.
It should not be a government choice to have them. I will agree with your principle of having them with the gods and the gods alone. For the case, in many instances, a god is already powerful enough to enforce 10 times what a simple firearm would do, if not more.
And I won't feel bad about shooting a demon with one of them. But against people, I agree. They're a bit too deadly. Heck. Even against demons, I like swinging into them with my axe. But sometimes, that little extra power is nice. To give you that little extra range.
I will leave your own gun devices to yourself. I would personally choose a bow. But the best way of fighting is simply a sword. Or in your case, an axe, which is respectable. A mace can do well. A spear. Make sure you do not hold back against the demons. Ever. Demons rely on one crooked mistake. And that is how they win fights.
Definitely like an odds and understands. New goal: use gun against demons. I've been giving official permission to do that.
That's actually super symbolic. That's like straight up like, what was the one, or what was something that Yoden could never shoot?
Demons?
People.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm.
He could only shoot demons.
Golly, oh.
Well,
That I didn't notice that until like now, until you said that.